What's up, YouTube? Let's talk about Figment. If you don't know who Figment is, that's your loss. All jokes aside, Figment is a Disney character that you never heard of, or maybe you have. Welcome to the wonderful world of Johnny. Why is it so wonderful? Because I get to share my thoughts and adventures with you. So if you're new here, please hit that like button and that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another video, because I post mostly Disney theories and discussions with a vlog here and there. And if you're coming back, thank you. It's great to see you again. Now, let's get into it. If you want to know what Figment looks like, you can see my Figment plushie here. And I also have a pop figure, which I have right here. Figment. So Figment is known as the Imagination Dragon. He's a Disney character, so why is he not well known? He's only known by a few people who actually have traveled to Disney World and seen him in Epcot, because he's only in Epcot. Or he's known by people who have seen videos online and seen this purple dragon and maybe not quite sure what it is. But in reality, you only know who Figment is if you actually seen him in the parks or the park, because he's nowhere else except for Epcot. Why is this? Why does Disney elude us this awesome design of a character? Who doesn't love a purple dragon? But only tease us with this in a park. Well, when I first saw him, I was 6 years old on my first trip to Disney, which you can actually see a video over here where I do discuss that. And this ride of Journey to Imagination, which is Figment's ride. And the original ride was Journey to Imagination, featuring Figment and Dreamfinder. There's a whole story about it. Basically, the Dreamfinder created Figment out of his figment of imagination to basically bring you onto this journey of imagination. The Journey to Imagination Pavilion opened with the rest of Epcot Center in October 1st, 1982. But the Journey into Imagination Dark Ride did not open until March 5th, 1983. So there was a whole section in there. It's kind of just like, your imagination. I vaguely remember going in there and the different TV screens, like a green screen effect thing, just kind of a lot of cool stuff. If you go there now, there's some stuff. They have the piano on the ground. You step on it and it makes noise, or something lights up, and they have a thing. You wave your hand and it plays music, and it's cool. It's not the same as it was, but it's still the effect of it. So like I said, in 1999, Disney radically refurbished the attraction as part of the Millennium Celebration at Epcot, removing the Dreamfinder and Figment, with small glimpses of Figment in the background. And was a completely new experience in which Dr. Nigel Channing, played by Eric Idle of Monty Python, led a tour of Fictional Imagination Institute, including character originated in a junction to Honey, I Shrunk the Audience 3D movie attraction. So that's just a quick little thing, a little history of the attraction. Yep. On this ride, you have Figment and the Dreamfinder, and you go through your imagination, essentially, or your imagination through what Disney shows you is imagination. Anyway, you get the idea. And there's this really catchy song about one little spark. Unfortunately, I can't play it because of copyright, and when I recorded this video years ago that I'm redoing now, I got a copyright claim on it, and yeah. Anyway, very catchy tune. So, getting older and, I got more into Disney, I wanted to find out more about Figment. So with that being said, and I want to make sure it wasn't just a figment of my imagination. So with that being said, why hasn't Disney made a Figment film? It would make a ton of money, not just for the hardcore fans who know him from the parks, but, you show a trailer of that, Figment and Dreamfinder, going on adventures. Actually, I'm going to get to this later in the video, but there's actually a comic book story that you could play this off of. I'll get to that later. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Anyway, let's get back on track, because there's just so much to cover. I always thought that, Figment was only in the parks, but actually in doing research, we actually see that Figment actually had a bunch of cartoons, educational cartoons that they would play. Actually, they played them at Epcot, so I guess this is still technically only in Epcot. Anyway, I believe they did show them once in a while on Disney Channel, but very briefly, wasn't for a long period of time. And we had cartoon shorts. Every single one was about 15 minutes long. And these were in 1998 that these aired. We have 1988 and 1989 is when a lot of these actually aired. So we have Would You Eat a Blue Potato? What? What can you see by looking? Do dragons dream? How does it feel to be an elephant? I don't know why you ask an elephant. How does sound sound? Reading magic with Figment and Peter Pan. Writing magic with Figment and Alice in Wonderland. What's an abra without cadabra? Where does time fly? Case of the Missing Space. So these are just educational cartoons and just kind of ways to, expand your imagination in a sense, because he's the imagination dragon. I actually found a couple of these cartoons, and I'm going to just put a clip of them right here.
Now just add your imagination. That's the best problem solver of all. Go!
Go where, Figment? Why?
Well, I figure it this way. If we can see how each color makes us feel, we can pick the one that makes us feel. Aha! Here we have it. Wizard Bob must turn around 3 times, hop on his right foot, and say, slickety, lickety, farlop, and dippety.
To bring
Yes, 3 steps to follow.
Wait, please. Oh dear, he's gone. Wait, there's more.
Look, it's...
I'm great with the swords, but I can't read.
Gee, golly, and double gosh. I guess my directions won't help.
Figment, can you do that with Wendy?
Do what?
Move Wendy from one place to another. Then you could just bring her here.
Well, I'll give it a...
So, I looked up on a wiki and, wanted to see if there's any other, things of Figment that I may have missed growing up. And it says feature films. 101 Dalmatians, 1986, live action. I thought, what? So I did some more digging, and sure enough, we see. So if you look, we see Roger and Pongo hanging out, and if you look up on the computer, you see a Figment like statue, just chilling. And then it says also, second feature film is Inside Out. Huh. So if you watch Inside Out, you can actually see Figment in. You see Figment in a little porch on the side there, and also they do go to Imagination Land. And then the final cameo that we see on this wiki, it says Toy Story 4. I'm thinking, I just watched that. So I had to go back and watch it, and when they're at the carnival, there actually is a carnival attraction that has Figment right there in the sign. And then short films as Language Arts through Imagination series, which is the listed series that I listed off before about eating a blue potato, which I don't know if I would do. Would you? Television programs, Dreamfinders, unproduced. So they had an idea to make a cartoon or something like that on Disney Channel, but never made it. He's also in Disney Emoji Blitz. So if you ever played that and saw this purple dragon, never went to the park, like, who the heck is that guy? Well, that's Figment. And then we have park attractions, Journey into Imagination, which then turned to Journey into Your Imagination, and then turned to Journey into Your Imagination with Figment. And then now he's also in Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. If you walk through the queue, you can actually look up and you can see a cage with Figment in it. And he's also in the film Guardians of the Galaxy when they are walking through the collector's collection. You actually see Figment in the film as well. That one's not listed on here, but Figment was created by Tony Baxter. Tony Baxter is an amazing person who has created tons of stuff over the years. But yeah, so the original ride was Journey to Imagination, and then they changed it to Journey into Your Imagination, and they took out Figment. I think he had one little small cameo in the background. Well, Disney fans, we went ballistic and argued and fought, and they brought us back to Journey into Imagination with Figment, and that's that we have today. It's not as great as the original because there's no Dreamfinder and it's a little different, but either way. So, getting back into it, that's basically who Figment is and where you can find him. Now, there's also a comic book series made by Marvel about Figment. Now, this comic book series, I actually read through the whole thing, and I'm going to go through kind of like the basic story with you right now. This is what Disney should make a movie of. Take this comic book series and make a Figment movie. You have two parts to the comic book. You have series 1 and series 2. Make that a movie. You could have 1, 2 movies. It would sell, because I definitely want to go see it. So, this comic book comes in 2 short series with 6 issues in each. It was released by Marvel Comics, like I said. I read through a series, and here's a scoop of the imagination. Steampunk-esque. Yes, it's very steampunk-esque. Dreamfinder looks very steampunky. It's really cool. Beginning in London in 1910, the story begins in the Academy of Scientifica Ludica, where a young grad student named Balin Mercurial, sorry if I pronounced that, if you're listening, Mr. Barian, has been experimenting with harnessing the power of the mind, and the invention called the integrated mesmonic converter. However, malfunctions and the doubts of Chairman Iwao threaten Blair's continued learning at the school and, by the extension, the livelihood of his poor family. He is given a few weeks to present something new, and in continuing to refine the spark converter, he brings his childhood imaginary friend to life. You guessed it. A dragon named Figment. Surprised at what he's done, through still not satisfying Alarcant's demand for new energy source, the two continue working on the device. This work culminates in the machine and creating an interdimensional portal of thought energy. When Alarcant tries shutting it down, Blair and Figment are sucked inside. Emerging to the other side of the portal, Blair and Figment find themselves in colorful plans. However, the changing weather of Brainstorm leads them to find a shelter in a cave. They meet a large, fluffy fairy creature known as the Chimera that eats metal. Blair tries to keep her from stealing a pocket watch from his mother, and the chase ensues are captured by sound sprites speaking in alterations. Meanwhile, in London, Alarcant's efforts to stop the machine by demanding order when wearing the helmet summons a large spherical robot known as the Singular, ruler of the land known as Clockwork Control. He uses Alarcant to bring his articulate army to begin his conquest on London to bring absolute order to the earth. Blair and Figment are taken to the prisoners of the audio archipelago, as they have been deemed a discordant to the melodies, sharing cell with a misfit sound sprite named Phi the Flawed. They then try to figure out a way. Blair soon realizes that his thoughts affect the reality of this world, and creates a key to escape. Making their way out of the prison, the Chimera returns to help them out. However, upon leaving the audio archipelago, they are trapped in the stormy clouds of the Nightmare Nation. Within the Nightmare Nation, the friends of the separated are trapped by the shadow creatures, playing with their fears and self-doubt. Blair loses all faith in himself, which results in Figment losing his physical form. However, Figment's spark finds its way to Blair and inspires him back to the action of Blair becomes the Dreamfinder. Freeing the others, Dreamfinder blasts a way out of the Nightmare Nation, the power of light, and makes the portal to London, only to find it in flames and overrun. Horrified at what happened, Dreamfinder and Figment make their way to the rooftops of the academy and find Alarcant and the Singular. The Singular demands Dreamfinder uses the mesmonic converter for him. Figment and Chimera manage to steal it back, and they escape with Alarcant. While he explains what happens, Dreamfinder is inspired to make something new and jumps into a portal. He quickly emerges riding a new blimp-like dream machine and uses to suck the robots, threatening and townspeople, turning them into tools, allow them to fight back and dismantle them. Phi has been putting his discordant sound abilities to use in the battle as well. The Singular leaps into the air to attack Dreamfinder machine, but knowing he's too strong and handle others, Dreamfinder creates another powerful portal, which ends up trapping him and Figment with the Singular. Watching his sacrifice, Alarcant decides to honor Dreamfinder's memory by continuing the support of the family and others, offers Phi and the Chimera a home at the academy. Meanwhile, in the other side of the portal, in another time and place, Dreamfinder and Figment fly off to new adventures. The last page showing Spaceship Earth rising above the lush landscape. Spaceship Earth is basically the academy. Part 2. So this picks up right where the original one left off. Figment and Dreamfinder find themselves in a modern world and must adapt while living up to the legacy left behind, as well as uncover new threat emerging from the Academy Scientific Ludica. So, in comic book number 2, let's go here. I have a few things. So basically, in the second comic book, we see basically Dreamfinders, I guess, thought it later on, and they have to try to save the Dreamfinder. So she interacts with Figment, and they have to fight the shadow monsters again, and just kind of adapt to this new world. It's a really good story. I definitely recommend going to read it if you get a chance. So these comics are amazing. I love the story. I love the artwork. It really is original Disney story, and they need to stop making remakes of original movies. They need to come up with something new, like this. I'd be totally down for a full-on Figment film. Even if you gotta do it 2 parts, like the first one and the second one, like I said, with the 2-part series of comic book. So, if you want to see a Figment live-action movie or any kind of Figment movie in regards to this story, hit that like button, comment down below, and go blow up Disney's social media page, because we need to make this happen, like right now. Go. So, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell so you don't miss another video. If you want to see more content, you can always follow me on my Instagram at wonderful_world_of_Johnny. Again, that's at wonderful_world_of_Johnny. And that's me. I also have a merch store. Link will be in the description down below. I got these 2 logos. I got other logos coming, other designs coming, and you can get every single design on either a sticker, shirt, hat, even doggy bandanas. You name it, you want it, you can get it. Now, make sure you check out this video over here. If you want to see more, like the video you just watched, check out that playlist down there. And I'll see you guys next time. Alright, video is still going. Alright. So long.